Hi, everybody. Welcome back to the Law of One Spiritual Advice Podcast. My name is Elle, and I'm back again today to read some Law of One material for you and share my opinions with you on the matters. So, today I have two quotes lined up, and they are going to be about, well, guess what? Oneness. But more specifically, how to serve one is to serve all. So, we're going to just go into some of the small, sort of finer details about that. Okay, so I have two quotes, and the second one sort of needs a little bit of context laid down for it, which I will do later, but I just want to note that I'll sort of read it as it is first, and then I will elaborate on it and go into it more. So, to begin, the quote starts, this one is from session 1.10, so it's right at the beginning of the book, and Ra shares with the questioner, quote, "The few whom you will illuminate by sharing your light are far more than enough reason for the greatest possible effort. To serve one is to serve all." Ra, the Law of One, session 1.10. And then I'm going to add in session 65.15. And the questioner is asking Ra about the coming Earth changes, just how we sort of have which I can explain later, maybe a mixed harvest, which means that there's going to be positive and negative entities on our Earth who will sort of graduate in either a negative or positive sense. And whenever there is a mixed harvest, what you have is on Earth, like Earth is like a bigger body, right? It's like a sort of the larger entity of ourselves. And if there's disharmony within that body, there will be extra Earth changes. You call it what you will. If earthquakes, who knows, weather events, all sorts of things, right? So those types of things will add catalysts to people seeking. However, just to give you the context with that, Ra answers here in session 65.15, quote, "It is the Confederation's desire to serve those who may indeed seek more intensely because of this added catalyst." And I put in brackets here, harvest/earth changes. And then they continue, "We do not choose to attempt to project the success of added numbers to the harvest, for this would not be appropriate. We are servants. If we are called, we shall serve with all our strength. To count the numbers is without virtue." End of quote, 65.15. Okay, so I think the reason why I want to talk about this is, we're in the world of social media and, oh man, can't you follow me? I got all the followers. Look at how popular I am, blah, 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 blah. But honestly, that doesn't really mean anything. And I hope that maybe means a little bit more from me, because, I have this Instagram where there is a significant amount of followers, and people come to me all the time, over the past, however long I've been doing this, like 10 plus years or so, and they say, how did you get those numbers? Like, did you pay somebody? Did you advertise? Like, what did you do? And honestly, I didn't do anything. All I did was just kept doing what I was doing, and that is to have my intention to serve. And throughout that time, like, obviously I'm human, so, like, I'm going to have some of those same human desires to maybe like want to grow the page or whatever, right? But honestly, deep down within my being, I did truly just want to serve, and I want to serve just anybody who out there who is resonating. Like, I felt that I was fairly alone in my seeking, and there wasn't a ton of people out there who I could really relate to or help me find information that kind of provided me with answers that I was looking for. And so I did this because I knew that there's a few random people out there like me that think on this level, and I thought, maybe I should just share what I've found here because it's been very helpful for me. And even if one person can be lifted up by this information or helped by it, great. Like, I've done great. Like, just to change one person's life is just amazing. They can't ask for any more than that, right? So this is sort of the idea of what I'm saying. I'll continue with my Instagram analogy here about growth and numbers and just basically me not caring. So that's what I did, is I just kept posting every single day as if I'm just posting for one person. I'm not necessarily going out trying to get the most amount of people and be the most popular and just tell people what they want to hear, right? I want to go out, I want to share honestly what it is that I feel to be true, and if those who resonate, then they will follow or whatever, right? So I think that that's really important in this world too, because like with social media, it's made so many people inauthentic. They, unfortunately, the algorithms sort of play you. It's a control system, this internet stuff, and these companies that seamlessly run our lives. You may not realize that algorithms, are somewhat controlling you and pushing you towards wanting to, be popular and be liked. And how many likes did I get, and comments and shares, and great, right? And that somewhat determines your success. So you are thinking, wow, like I have to measure everything. I need to measure my analytics and my metrics so I can make sure that I'm serving the most amount of people at the most time. And that's that's actually what the questioner asked here at the very beginning in the question, which I didn't include, but the questioner says to Raw something like, we want to go out and try to get this material to as many people as we possibly can. And Raw basically states, great, sounds like a good effort. You should do that. But just remember that to serve one is to serve all. So it's not even that to want to go out and serve big amounts of numbers of people, it's not a bad thing. It's not at all. You can serve one, you can serve many, but the point is that you need to keep in mind the truth of the matter, and the truth of the matter is oneness. So all of us are one being. We may have the illusion of separation, which is very convincing that we are separate entities, but the truth is that we are all one. So even, let's go a step further. This whole creation is the creator. There is nothing else in the creation but the creator. So it's literally impossible to not serve the creator, if I can maybe put that in another way, just to have you see how deep this goes, right? Like oneness is whether you're serving yourself or you're serving others, there is no difference. That's the essence of the law of one. There is no difference. Ra states somewhere else, we don't see the illusory separation between you and other selves. We see you as the same sort of thing. So how would they see that? Well, I mean, I suppose it's sort of like looking at your own body, and you see all the different cells within your body that make your body complete, and each of those cells could be seemingly an individual separate entity, but when you look at it from the wider perspective, it's just this one larger entity, right? So that's sort of that's sort of the way that I see things. That's the way that I interpret how Ra somewhat sees these things. And just going in again about measuring, right? So measuring is something about the logical mind. The logical mind likes to measure, and that's okay. We need a little bit of logical consistency to make sense of things. But at the same time, measuring is of the third density, and that is folly. That is illusory. The truth is infinity. Infinity cannot be measured. Infinity is oneness. To define divinity, what is it? To define divinity as like infinite growth that has no referent or meaning. It's better to define infinity as unity, because no matter how large or intricate or big this infinity gets, the truth of the essence is that the infinity is always one. It always equals one. No matter how big it gets, it's always one. It's always the creator. So this is the nature of oneness. This is the nature of service. This is also why the service to self path exists, because everything in the universe is the creator. So if a negative entity wants to see itself as the creator and that it should serve itself, it's technically not incorrect. I mean, in my opinion, right, in the longer view, it's incorrect. But in late sixth density, they'll see sort of the seemingly error of their ways, and they'll switch over to the positive unity path. It's just that there's sort of there's a certain amount of time that you're allowed to view the creation as that way. And so it doesn't matter whether you see all entities as one or you're just sort of seeing yourself as one. In essence, you're still practicing love of the creator, because you are the creator and everything is the creator, and there are infinite paths to the creator. So all you can really do is just share what you feel to be true with others, what may be helpful, and just remember that you don't need to serve a ton of people. You just even just the people in your daily life is good. You don't need to start some social media page and reach out to thousands of people and raise the 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 vibration of Earth. You're doing that every single day, that you have your intention set to serve, and that you are doing just those small things. I recall watching a video from Jordan Peterson about how he just says, like, it was just a good perspective change. Like, sometimes we think that the biggest things in our lives are the big events, and like the things that sort of stick out in your head as, this is what I did today. But that's really not actually the truth. I mean, the real truth is that it's the small things you do every day. When you walk into your house and you come back from work, I think this is what he said. When you come back from work, you open the door, you say hi to your wife and your kids or whatever it is, your roommate, who cares, right? You come in and it's just those small things you do every day where you say hi and you try to be a good, loving person, instead of just going about creating disharmony in everywhere, thinking that you are not affecting other people. Like, you are affecting other people, and it's those tiny things that you do every day that matter. It's let's just go back to that other thing about big events versus small things in your life. The big events, although they will hold the most focus in your brain, they may only take up 5% of your life. The other 95% of your life is all those small things you do: getting up in the morning, eating breakfast, saying hi to people. All those small things you do them with a smile, you do them with love. I mean, you are making a difference. You are doing what you came here to do. I think a lot of people have this sort of spiritual ego where they think, I need to be creating massive change and massive numbers, and I just don't feel that's true. Like, if I did feel that's true, I probably wouldn't record this podcast. If I'm like thinking like, oh, I got thousands of followers on Instagram and I get thousands of likes, and I started this YouTube and only like 50 or like 100 people watch my stuff. Like, poor me, I can't believe it. But man, think about that. 50 to 100 people are listening to these words coming out of my mouth right now. That to me is amazing. Like, I imagine me sitting in front of a class speaking to 50 or 100 people. I don't know, I think probably wouldn't even be able to do this. I'd be too nervous. But anyways, just think about the perception. Widen your perception about what service is. It's not always something magnificent and spectacular. It's just your everyday life, and that's it. It's like, if you can just learn to see love in the moment, set your intention to serve. What does Quo say? Set your intention to serve, and you will serve beyond your wildest dreams. I truly believe that. I've been having my intention set to serve for, I don't know, maybe, plus 10 years or so. And a lot of crazy things have happened. And, I feel like, yeah, service is wild, and I don't know what's going to happen. All I know is that I can just love. I can love to the best of my ability, do what I know to be right, and just keep pushing forward and encouraging other people to do the same. So I hope you guys enjoyed this little rant and reflection. If it made sense to you, you can check out the links on my website, the1infinitecreator.com. There's links to all this information for free. There's support links if you appreciate my service. There's a little shop I set up where you can get a sweet Ankh hoodie. And other than that, you guys, I love you, and thanks for listening, and I hope you have a wonderful weekend, and I'll be back on Monday for another one. Okay? Take care.